Water gestates human life. Water develops human civilization. A man can live for several days without food, but not a few days without water. 70% of the human body consists of water. If a man does not drink for several days, he would die, just like plants. The drinking trend of water may be classified as follows: boiled water in the 70s, by purified water in the 90s, manufactured water in 21st century, electrolysis water, homemade active ionized water. Water gestates human life and developed civilization, and especially supports human survival and development. Water is the origin of life. However, the water pollution aggravates day by day. If no effective measure is being made, the condition of our potable water might become worse and worse. Nevertheless, what's the good water? A new concept of drinking water is gaining popularity. That is a drinking of healthy, alkaline water. It is a coming of a new era of water drinking by human. That is amazing active ionized water. It is the best domestic water in 21st century. Shenzhen Homemade Water Technology Development Company Limited has for many years researched, developed, and now is the right time to launch its new high-tech product. The World Health Organization found that some regions or villages around the world people lived a long life, particularly those in Caucasia in previous Soviet Union, Fenjal in Pakistan, Bama in Guangxi, and Tuluvan in Xinjiang of China. Among those regions and villages, the average lifespan of these inhabitants approaches 100 years. These people never found to have contract cancer, cardiac and cerebrovascular diseases. The majority of the inhabitants died a natural death, and they discharged canary yellow excrement with a shape with no foul smell. With the perspective of these phenomena, scientists explored in depth into these regions or villages many times to carry out studies and surveys. Finally, drew a conclusion that the secret of being long life relied mainly on the water in these regions or villages. They concluded findings of 6 characteristics to the effect as follows. These regions of villages are generally located in the remote places with undeveloped industry and agriculture with low pollution, where no bacteria, foreign substances, organic substances, and heavy metals exist in the water. The water is free of impurities. Water contains proper proportion of minor substance and microelements that exist in the shape of iron that is fit for assimilation by the human body. pH exhibits alkalisms, which can neutralize the superfluous acid elements in the body. Smaller molecular clusters water for good osmosis process and solubleness. Water shows negative from the unwanted free radical eliminated by the body. An amount of oxygen exists in the water about 5 mdLT. The water with such 6 characteristics has nourished healthy lives in these regions for generations. Currently, the World Health Organization has defined these 6 characteristics as the required standard for judging good quality water. Standard 1 for good water: no harmful substance. Homemade water ionizer has 5 grade filtering: PP cotton, activated carbon, non-woven fabrics. Silver carrying activated carbon can effectively eliminate bacteria and other harmful substances in the water. And it can closure 0.01 microns bacteria, plastic materials, and organic chemical pollution. Standard 2 for good water: appropriate minor substance with iron shape. After purified, they make an inflow of microelements, additives into the water to add minerals so as to supplement the minerals and microelements. Conducting experiment. The electricity must be able to transmit through a certain transmission. Common water is one of the mediums as it's biomineral, but purified water is an insulator. Experiments show that homemade active ionized water has appropriate mineral substance with iron shape. Standard 3 for good water, small water, molecular, with good osmosis and solubleness. Titanium platinum alloy electrode in a given frequency pulse DC field. The hydrogen-bonded water molecules were partly open, create small water made up of 5-6 molecular. The non-big molecular cluster makes water difficult to osmosis and solubleness. That is why oil is difficult to dissolve in water, but homeactive ionized water can dissolve grease. Experiment on dissolving oil. Objective: to observe active alkaline water emulsifying oil. As we know, oil is lighter than water, for it floats to the surface of water. There is an experiment which will show the active alkaline water emulsifies oil. Hence, water and oil separate. Drinking ionized water for a long time can remove the fat of the vascular wall, decreases cholesterol level, keeps out the hyperglycemia, hypertension, atherosclerosis, obesity, and other diseases. Experiment on infusing tea. Objective: to observe good osmosis of ionized water. Here is another experiment. In one cup, we add tap water. The other, we add ionized water. The color is deeper. That proved the ionized water can osmosis the element in tea cell. The alkaline water can improve constipation, indigestion, hypertension, and calculus. Standard 4 for good water, high oxygen content. Similarly and biologically, certain requirement of the human body's oxygen is transmitted through water. Good water should contain abundant oxygen. The oxygen in home-ionized water can support a fish to live 40 hours. Let's look at the below experiment. Experiment on oxygen. 3 kinds of water, the same volume of air, the same air quality, the same oxygen concentration. The only oxygen is from the air and water. So, the oxygen content in water is even important to survival of life. This experiment proves home-ionized water had the highest oxygen content. Standard 5 for good water. pH is alkylescence. Under electrostatic forces, action such as a Ca, Mg, K move to the negative, and the water is alkaline. It is drinkable water. The anions such as a Cl, Na move to cathode. It's called acidic water. It's an external using water. The body constitution of person is defined according to pH value of blood. At the healthy people, the pH value of blood is between 7.35 and 7.45. Scientists have discovered that amniotic fluid around the fetus consists of smaller molecular cluster of water with alkylescence, thus making the major body alkaline constitution of the body just before birth. The famous medical doctor, a Japanese, Mr. Xiaoyuan Xiulong, indicated that the acidification of body constitution results in a variety of diseases. He often speaks of eating and drinking, and surely drinking should take a principal position, and eating is as complement. In fact, speaking of medical view, drinking is much more important than food. Being that the acidification of body constitution, lack of sports for modern-day people, have a mental burden, unhealthy habit, and environmental pollution. Here is another experiment. pH value testing. Objective: to observe difference between ionized water and tap water. There is 3 cups and a bottle of pH reagent. From this chart, we can understand that if the liquid shows blue or purple, it is alkaline. If turns green, it is neutral. If yellow or red, it is acid. Experiment on smoking and alcohol. Objective: to observe, neutralize the smoking and alcohol. Alcohol and smoke are typical acidic substances. Homemade ionized water may neutralize the acidity of alcohol and smoke and reduce harm caused by the alcohol. Why does it act? We expose the answer to the riddle through an experiment. Homemade ionized water may be employed to sober and cure headache of alcohol drinkers. Experiment on animal's heart. Objective: to observe magical function of ionized water. Let us do a magic experiment. First, anatomy: 2 frogs. Put one in the salt water. 2 minutes later, the frog stops jumping. The heart of the frog ceases to beat and makes a recovery in the ionized water. But the heart of another frog stops beating in the tap water. Good water. Standard 6. Negative potential may eliminate high peroxide in the body. Peroxide is also called a free radical, and it is the key factor that speeds up human aging and leads to diseases. Free radical is the waste produced during the activity of human body cells and is acidic with positive potential. When you drink the potable active alkaline ionized water containing negative potential of 150 mV, 500 mV that has a reducibility 70% of free radicals in the blood in your body, this water has good treatment effect for various chronic diseases caused due to too many free radicals. Ionized water is good water by Professor L.V. Feng Zhou from Taipei Biochemical Research Institute. It is worth nothing that the ions exposed to air for a long time will get oxidized. Therefore, ionized water should be drunk without boiling, and the fresher it is, the better it is. Experiment on negative testing. Objective: to observe the negative in the alkaline water. Modern medicine has proved that peroxide radicals will prompt the human aging and disease. Alkaline water has negative electricity, can neutralize peroxide. Experiment shows alkaline water has negative electricity. Tap water has positive electricity. Experiment on rice. Objective: to observe the redox of alkaline water. Ionized water has redox action. It can eliminate iron rust. Here's the experiment. We put the rice into 2 cups of glasses, then put into the pH reagent. You can see the color has changed. 1 cup add tap water, the other add ionized water. You can see the rice has turned white, but the cup of tap water is turning little light. Put in the pH reagent again. The alkaline water hasn't made the color changed, but the tap water has become darker. 70% free radical is the waste produced during the activity of human body cells. The ionized water manufactured by Homemade is a safe water, no harmful substance, easy to absorb such as a Ca, Mg, K. Number 2. Alkalizons that can neutralize the acidity. Number 3. Small water molecular with good osmosis and solubleness. Number 4. Negative electricity can be used to eliminate the acidity. Number 5. Easy to absorb. Number 6. High oxygen content. Number 1. Preparing mica powder solution with the water and a supplement C element for babies. Number 2. Patients with diabetes or adiposis can have a lower blood sugar content and their fatness dissolved if they drink frequently active electrolytic water. Number 3. If you drink too much wine, then drink a few cups of active electrolytic water. Wine acidity will be neutralized and the headache will be avoided. Number 4. If you drink tea prepared with active electrolytic water, acidity will be removed and the tea will become clean and fragrant. Prepare coffee with active electrolytic water, makes it more delicious. Number 5. Active electrolytic water challenges sub-health and juvenescence.